It's a great leisure destination. You have so many different things here to do, whether it's sailing or going to the Newport mansions. And then it's also a very popular spot for meetings and conventions.
Welcome back to Dirty Water TV. I'm Julie Wetherbee, and joined with me today I have GM John, and he's from the Hyatt Regency Newport Hotel and Spa. John, thank you so much for having us here. It's an absolutely gorgeous hotel, and the location is prime.
Thank you, Julie. We're on Goat Island. One Goat Island is our address. Actually, the island has a lot of history. At one time, believe it or not, it used to have goats on it. But years ago, it was more of an agricultural type of island, owned by the Indians, the local Indian tribe, and then later on bought by the colonists. And lots of history. For instance, 26 pirates were buried here back in the late 1700s.
When your hotel goers and your guests come here, what can they expect out of the rooms? Does everyone get an ocean view?
Well, I would say probably about 98% of the people get an ocean view. We just redid the entire hotel. We put $34 million into the hotel, where we redid all of the public space. So now when you come into the building, you're looking right out to actually where we are. And then every single guest room was updated. We have an indoor pool, and we also have an outdoor pool. Our outdoor pool right behind me is the only saltwater pool in all of Rhode Island. We also have a full-service spa, which has 9 treatment rooms and a full-service salon. The salon, when you're sitting there having your manicure or pedicure, you're actually just sitting there looking out onto Narragansett Bay, and I don't think you can get that anywhere else here in Newport. We also have the Windward Restaurant. We have Pineapples by the Bay, which is also right behind us, which is our seasonal restaurant and bar, where you are actually almost sitting in the water out there. It's one of the best kept secrets in the area, but very well known in Newport and the Newport crowd. We have 2 ways of getting our people downtown. One is our typical 13-passenger van, and now we also purchased an electric boat, where we charge that boat overnight. It costs us about $1.50 a day in electricity, and it seats about 10 to 12 people, and every half hour on the half hour we're shuttling people over to the mainland over at Bowen's Wharf in Newport.
And that's great, and this is all included in the hotel stay.
Absolutely, and even if somebody was over in Bowen's Wharf and wanted to take a ride over to the island, over to Goat Island, we'll bring them over for nothing as well. It's all complimentary.
That's great. Why wouldn't you want to come here? And then what other things? You know, this show is all about nightlife and going out and, you know, different restaurants and other things to do. What would you suggest for people to do if they come to Newport?
Well, it's a great nightlife here at the hotel, but there's a heck of a lot of other stuff going on out there as well. There's some great nightclubs, there's some great bars, and also some fantastic restaurants around the area. Just have to come down and, you know, truly try it for yourself.
This is a gorgeous location, so I'm assuming that it's Wedding Central.
It is Wedding Central. Newport is Wedding Central. There are actually we do probably about 50 to 60 weddings here a year, and we also do a lot of wedding room blocks where weddings are being held somewhere else other than our facility, but the guest rooms are all being held here. Other reasons to come here is, number one, it's a great leisure destination. You have so many different things here to do, whether it's sailing or going to the Newport mansions or going to the Tennis Hall of Fame, which is quite an awesome venue. And then it's also a very popular spot for meetings and conventions. We do meetings and conventions year-round, and believe it or not, people do come here in January, February, and March to have some really fabulous meetings here.
What famous people have stayed here? You have, you know, the Tennis Hall of Fame, so I'm sure you get some famous tennis players, but who else?
Well, I got to throw in like Pete Sampras. He was inducted just a few years ago. Monica Seles, Martina Hingis, or some of the famous tennis players have been here recently. Billy Joel has been here. Frank Sinatra Jr. was just here 2 weeks ago. And probably one of the most famous, it depends on who you like, but Arnold Schwarzenegger stayed here during the filming of True Lies, which, believe it or not, was filmed here in Newport, portions of it.
That's great. See, you learn something new every day. John, thank you so much for having us.